Hi and welcome back to Oh So Sweet. So in today's tutorial I'm going to go through creating a little triangular pouch. So these pouches are very easy to create. You can pretty much whip them up within say 15 minutes to half an hour max. You don't need a lot of materials, so I've used some very simple cotton. On the back of the cotton I've used interfacing, so it's like a fusible, I'd say lightweight to medium would be handy. I've also used a little metal clasp on there, and we've got a little zip. I have lined it. I've just decided to use the same fabric as I have on the outside for the lining. Again, you can be creative with that. You can use all sorts of different kind of patterns on the inside as well as the outside. So they are very handy for keeping lots of things in. I tend to keep sort of little bits of crafts. Sometimes I store my really tiny little bobbins in there. They are really handy to sort of hang inside your bags as well, or even just on the outside. I know that some of my friends actually who have children, they use them for little snacks, so they'll actually put little snacks inside them. They might use them as dummy holders, and then they'll sort of clip them onto baby bags. But yes, they are very handy and very cute, so I'm sure you'll find something very cool to put inside them. Okay folks, so let's get started. So the first thing we'll need are two pieces of material that measure 10 by 5 inches with interfacing on the back. You'll also need a 6-inch zip and also another piece of material measuring 1 by 2 inches, again interfaced with a clasp. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the zip. So what to do is pop the zip at the top of your first piece of material like this, and place the other material facing inwards, and what we're going to do is we're going to sew right across the top there. So once that's done, fold the other piece back on itself and just make sure that that's nicely sort of lined up, and then you can do a top stitch across the top there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring out those two pieces of fabric, line them up now outwards, and we're going to create a little bit of a sandwich of that zip in between the two raw edges remaining. So make sure that the right sides are on the insides, and then we're going to sew across the top. So now we've got this together, we're going to turn it the sort of right way around but still inside out. I'll show you what I mean. So what we've got here is we've got the zip that is on the inside, so it is still inside out at the moment. I'm just going to close this just so we can put the bottom edge flat together like that, and we've got to make sure that that zip is central. You can measure this if you like really quickly with a ruler, and what we're going to do is we're going to sew across that rough edge there, and then we're going to chop off anything that's poking out. So I've actually zigzagged that edge just so we haven't got any raw threads hanging out of that edge there. And I'm just going to open this zip now just a little bit so that when we do sew this last remaining edge, it's easy to turn the right way around. So about halfway is good. So we're now going to put the two sides together sort of in the opposite direction to our last seam, so that the two zip sections are sort of together like this. And if you want to sort of pin that in place, you can get a pin and put that together. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a tab that's going to go inside, that's going to be attached to the clasp. So fold it inwards from both of the raw edges, the long raw edges, and then once you've folded that, you can then fold it in half again. Just make sure obviously it's not too thick to go through your clasp that you have. Sew across the top, and then once you've done that, pop it through your clasp, and then you've got to make sure that you position that now so that the clasp is on the inside of your bag, because remember we are working inside out at the moment, so make sure that that's poking out perhaps maybe say 1 centimetre to 1.5 centimetres away from that zip edge. Sew across the top of there to secure it, and you can zigzag it and take off any edges. Okay, so here we go, that's been zigzagged. all the sort of like excess that was on there has been taken out. We're going to turn this the right way around now. And there we go, guys, we've got our lovely triangle pouch ready to use. Okay folks, so hopefully that's given you an idea as to how to put one of these lovely little triangular pouches together. Again, you can try and sort of experiment with different materials. You could even have a go at putting the clasp on the inside, that way you could even hook keys and things like that on the inside. Okay folks, so thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully in the next tutorial we'll have a go at creating, well, something creative. Anyway, I hope you've had fun. Thank you so much, and thank you again for tuning in to Oh So Sweet.